and then you've got other things going on, your blood sugar level kicks in, kind of tells your brain that I haven't eaten in a while, and then we get this other thing that, you know, and all this regulatory control stuff that goes on. Can you imagine being hardwired like this for everything that you want? See, we can't control even our basic needs. What makes, you know, we are so self-consumed with our own gratifications, with our hunger, and with personal, even every gratification that we can think about has one of these on it. And so what we have a tendency to do is cut the control module out of there and insert ourselves in it. Because we don't want those regulations. We don't want to be regulated like that. So if we look on there's a grid, I see it happens every time. And this is why I got this right here, because I'm such a control person. I didn't want that one. I wanted that one. You didn't know that was possible, did you? We can do that. Go back to the other one, Edie. But we had fun with that. Okay. So, yes, I can control the whole script right here on the phone. We'll get ready.
You're joking.
No, I'm not either. What we got here, and I want you to catch this real carefully, because this is your basic math graph. And I know that there are people in here that this is what they do. Everything is a chart, right? Everything's a pie chart or a graph or a bar or something. And we can measure everything and have the metrics of it right there. So the horizontal bar is I forgot what it was. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it could be. That's what happens when you get wound up. Circumstances, okay, so we have the circumstances that's on the horizontal bar. This is our experiences. This is what's going on with us. This is what's happening to us. And the vertical bar, that is your responses. That's your response options. What do you have to do when your circumstances or your situation or what's happening to you is this? Where do you go? Now see, this is not a good way to be. So you don't want to be this graph right here. And the reason you don't want to be this graph right here, so if you start all the way over here on the left, this is when your circumstances are manageable. I mean, you know, you have this event happening to you, but it's no big deal. But what's your response? 4. That's maximum. So you see that you have it's the same. Here's an example of that. You get a pastor gets a phone call, doesn't matter what it is, and they call this the heart attack or hangnail syndrome. That whatever it is, I've got to go respond to it. It doesn't matter what it is, I've got to go. And see, that may not always be the best response. But I'm a control person, but so that it doesn't matter what it is, my response is to go. Is that always the best response? No. But see, this is what I'm saying. So you have this situation there, and no matter what the situation is, you have to control it. You have the same response to every circumstance that comes up. I'll fix it. I'll do it. We'll do it my way. I will do that. Is that always the best response? No, it's because we can try to control the outcome. We have to, right? Because we want it done my way. And so if we want it done my way, then we have to have the same response each time. How about if it was the other way, the logarithmic graph, the parabolas? There you go. So this says, here's what may be a better thing. As the circumstances and our options get more and more intense, then our response intensifies too. But we don't go from 0 to 60. We're going to whack that. I don't ever do that. But I know people that happens to, but you have the maximum response of control for the slightest amount of input. But this graph says, no, that's not the way you want to do it. As your circumstances get more and more intense, then your response options get less and less. But at the very beginning, you've got an infinite number of responses to a problem that you can do. You don't have to control every aspect of it. And so when we talk about giving up control, it's more think. Is that the best way to respond? When we're in a meeting, when we're in a committee, when we're doing anything, when we're having dinner with our wives or spouses, when we're going out to a movie, somebody says something, somebody does something, a car pulls out from in front of you. You have a multitude of responses. You don't always have to go for it. But a lot of us have to go for it because that seems to be, that's us, that's who we are, because I can show that I'm in control, right? As we look at the scriptures this morning, Adam and Eve in the garden, and we look at Jesus being tempted by the devil, his responses are controlled, and he has them because he has what? Trust in who he is. He has an identity and knows exactly who he is. He's the Son of God. And with that knowledge, he can resist, and his responses are so controlled. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he doesn't say, well, maybe I'll just turn one stone into bread. And he has a whole range of responses that might work. But the one that works best is the one that there is no response. Man doesn't live by bread alone. And he has a response to the offer of the kingdom, and has a response to the offer of all power and dominion and authority that is going to be given to you, as if it was the devil's to give. But he says, no, that's okay. I'm the Messiah, but not that kind. I've got a different way to do things. My response is going to be different because I know who I am, I'm the Son of God. We also know that we are told that we have this great high priest that has been tempted in every way and has given us an identity because of the fact that he has been tested in every way, and because he chose not to do the things that we would probably have done, that we can put full faith and confidence in him, and our salvation can be accomplished through that, the sinless one. All we have to do is put that faith and trust there. Give up control. Give up the fact that we can do it ourselves. Give up on the fact that we have to be in charge of everything, and just say, I put everything at your feet. You take care of it for me. Here's our identity. And this is the one that tells us, what grounds we have to stand on. But as many as received him, as many as of those who believed in him, he gave the power to become the sons of God to those who believe in his name. Now you have the same name that he did because of what he did. You're children of God. Now you have an identity. You're more than just an assembly of wires and prompts and responses that you have to give. You're more than that. Your identity says, I can have an infinite number of ways to respond because I am not identified by my past, my financial situation, the job that I have, my personality, all the good stuff that I do, the failures that I've had, because you are a child of God. Now, isn't that great? As we move into our Lenten season and start thinking about how important that is to us, the fact that we are children of God, and as a child of God, that we have the power to do and respond in ways that are appropriate, that says, I know who I am. I have an identity in Christ. Because I do, I know where I'm going. Because I do, I know where I'm headed. My salvation depends upon it. When we get to the end of the whole thing, that there's a very nice, that we know this serenity prayer that's there, that we pray. And it goes to exactly the way that we have to respond, appropriate ways to respond, so that shows that we don't have to be in control. Let God be in control. Because I tell you something, this world will operate a whole lot better if we stop saying something that everybody knows, that we can do it your way or we can do it the right way. We can do it my way. We have to start giving that up and start thinking about more appropriate responses to the circumstances that we find ourselves in. Otherwise, you'll never be able to love each other like a child of God that needs to be loved. We just won't be able to find that capability because they don't listen. They're hard-headed. They're demanding. Pray with me. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thanks be to God. Spoke with Marjorie Onta this morning, and Rich is in the hospital again, and he moved out of Sunrise yesterday to Dixie this morning. They're just having a tough time finding the things that's wrong with him. So keep Marjorie and Rich in your prayers this morning. And again, I don't know if you caught it, but for the family of Jean Bushnell that died this past week, late last week, and she said that it was a blessing because she could not take looking at the pain that he was in much longer. So keep those families in your prayers, and with the rest of the people that's on here, and intercede for them on their behalf. Lift them up to God, because a church that prays for others is a successful church. When we pray for ourselves, when we pray for others who are here, when we allow ourselves to intercede on behalf of others, God hears our prayers and He answers. Take a moment now and to lift these people up in prayer, and also people that's in your circle, those that you know that's on your mind that need your prayers for them. Most loving and gracious God, we come to you this morning just so grateful for the high priest that we do have, that understands us and knows the temptations and the struggles that we face, because he has faced all of them before and has been successful. And because of that ability to put full faith and trust in you, so can we. So can we. So we trust you this morning. And we say that we surrender all to you, because we do trust that you have our best interest, that your intentions for us are always good. And yes, there are temptations and tests that will come along, and we know that, but we can see ourselves through them because of Christ. God, I'm grateful for this story, for our identity as a body of Christ, knowing that this church will undergo testing, knowing that we also, as a body of Christ, have to trust too, and discern exactly the proper response, knowing that we do have options, on knowing also that in all things that we give all control of this church over to you, because it's yours. Because it's yours. It's not ours. God, for the many ways that you have spoken to us this morning, through the songs that we have sung, through the prayers that we have offered, and the word that you've given us, we're grateful. We thank you for your presence in all things. We're thankful for your Spirit that fills us and guides us and leads us into the hope of tomorrow in a trusting manner. God, we ask that you help us to be obedient to you, to put your will and wisdom to work, building your kingdom right here, right now, in this deed. Allow us to do amazing things in this community, we ask. Amen. We'll ask our ushers to come forward now and we'll receive this morning's tithes and offerings.